We are back. Joining us today is Holly Johnston of Vinegroup Mortgages. Holly, I think most of our viewers are pretty well aware of the economic roller coaster that we've all been on in the past few years, and I'm sure that that impacts your day to day quite a bit. Can you tell me a little bit about how you are currently approaching conversations with people? And what is your advice for anyone who is seeking to obtain a mortgage or refinance right now?
So, yes, the market has been insanely volatile. There's been a lot of focus on rate. Obviously, that's been
Hmm.
the hot topic. I think at the end of the day, the most important thing to remember is whatever the rates are, whatever the price of the home is, all of that, they're very important factors. But the best advice I could give to anybody: stop trying to time the market, stop trying to chase the rates. There's never going to be the perfect time to get into the market. The perfect time to get into the market is always going to be when you're ready and when you're comfortable to do so. And I just think that people put way too much stress and way too much emphasis on those outside factors when in reality, like, of course, it matters what you pay for the home. And of
Of
course, your
course.
rate does matter. But realistically, it's what matters most is your ability and comfortability in being able to do so.
And do you find that sometimes people are hesitant to even have these conversations with a mortgage agent because of fear of what's going on in the market?
Absolutely. I think there's been a lot of fear mongering over the last couple of years, to say the
Definitely.
least.
Yeah.
And I just think that most people feel like they have to be 100% ready. So they
Hmm.
hold back, right? And like I said, the timing of the market thing, people don't tend to always seek out the best sources of advice. I just feel like a lot of times it's a lot of, oh, well, my dad's brother's cousin said this, or my uncle told me don't, you know what I mean? And it's like, there's, again, it's really going to come down to when you're comfortable. It doesn't matter what anybody else's experiences were. It matters what your experience is and what it's going to be.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people can be hesitant to want to share the details of their finances.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, it is a very personal situation, right? Like, you're going to have to bear all to me because that's how I'm going to be able to get you approved. I need to know all of your information about your credit history, your current finances, your tax information, how much you earn. I need to know all of those things because in order to be able to give you the proper pre-approval amount, I need to know the whole situation.
So, when people are ready for those conversations, a lot of folks will go directly to their bank. You're with a brokerage, you're a mortgage agent. So, can you tell me a little bit about the difference between working with your bank and working with a mortgage agent?
So the biggest difference is going to be in the variety of products that we're able to offer. When you go into your bank, let's just say you go into the big green bank. The person that's servicing you at the big green bank is only going to be able to offer you big green products. They might have a couple of different terms for the fixed rate, and then they'll have a variable rate option as well, but that's it. Whereas when you're working with a mortgage agent, we have tons of different lenders that we have access to be able to access their entire suite of products. And like I said, mortgages are not a one size fits all solution. So having the ability to access up to 40 different lenders is going to be pretty imperative most of the time.
Absolutely. So, many people these days are entrepreneurs or self employed. How might that conversation be a little bit different for them?
Realistically, it's going to come down to we're going to require a lot of different documents. And again, I will say, working with a mortgage professional, whether it's at a bank or as a mortgage agent, primarily though with an agent, it is going to be very document heavy. And we're not doing this to make a lot of work for you intentionally. The idea is we have to be able to see the whole picture, right? So when you're self-employed, it is a little bit more challenging. It's not doable, but it's more challenging to get a mortgage because it's a lot more challenging to be able to prove your income accurately. Um, and when you're working with a mortgage agent, like I said, we have a lot more access to different types of products that would be more suitable for somebody that's self-employed.
So, could you tell me a little bit about what those products might be for someone that's coming to you in that situation?
So basically, uh, I think the best way to put it is if you're somebody that fits into a perfect box where you're a salaried employee where you receive a T4 slip every year, that's going to be the easiest situation. Whereas if you're self-employed, and regardless of how it is that you pay yourself, whether you T4 yourself or you're taking money through or you're taking your paycheck through dividends, it's going to garner a different type of tax information. Or if, let's just say, you're somebody that, listen, on paper, I really don't make as much as I do in reality. I just get all these bank deposits. So we're going to require 12 months worth of bank deposits. And that's going to be able to get you an approval versus at a bank that don't really cater to a lot of those types of clients.
Right. So, it sounds like you have a great ability to help lots of different people with different situations. We need to take a break. Stick around, much more with our guest, Holly Johnston, when Canadian Innovators continues.